Hello, I'm Leanne from Crafters Companion, and today we're going to have a look at storage solutions, which all of us crafters are absolutely possessed about, I think. I know I am. And I'm actually going to show myself up a little bit and show you some of my horrendous storage solutions, but then a really good fix to put them all right for you, and you're going to love it. So here we are, and I'm sharing with you now my deepest and darkest and most embarrassing secrets, the horrendous situation of my storage facilities, which are just awful, to say the very least. I'm sure you would agree, but I'm certain a lot of you are probably in the same situation as me. So at the minute, to store my stamps, I have various types of plastic bags with the stamps in, either already cut out or waiting to be cut out and used, many of them. I have to rush through and I can't always find them, and I don't know what I'm always doing, and it's just awful basically. But they're in there, and you know, I need to keep them quite categorised so I can just pick up Swoke if I want to, or pick up Humphrey or whatever it is, and trying to find the thing I want sometimes is truly horrific. So that's currently what my stamps are like, and I've possibly got 10 drawers like that. Awful. And my die storage doesn't get much better, because I've got lots of little plastic box tops with bits of packaging in, or odd dies, bits of magnet stuff maybe waiting to be mounted, and then more dies, and then bits of dies stuck to magnetic sheets that are magnetic both sides actually. So what I end up with is a really big coaster of stuff that I can't really use very well, because they're all just stuck together in the bottom of a plastic box. So that's what I currently do. But what I'm going to show you is what I'm going to be doing in the future, which is far better, and I think you're going to love it as well. So what I'm going to do is get rid of these, and then we're going to have a look at some fabulous new storage solutions. Okay, so here we are with my fabulous new storage solutions, which honestly are going to revolutionise my life. They really are. So what we've got is a flexible storage solution which will help you organise your craft stash and your life, and will organise both your stamps and your dies all in one go, in one folder. So we've got two sizes of folder. We've got a big one, which you can see here, which will take kind of up to A4 size, and then we've got the smaller A5 size one. So we've got both of those. So the choice is yours whether you want them larger or smaller, and I'll explain to you why. You might want the two different ones as we go along. And then inside each one of these binders, as we open it up, you've got your little, what would you call these? Little ring bindery, clippy, plasticky things to keep your bits inside in place. I think that's probably a long name, and I'm sure you can think of something quicker, but on the hoof at the minute I can't. So we've got these, and as you can see, they just pop in and out, so dead easy to use. And then to go inside, we've got the most exciting things ever. We've got our easy mount tab storage panels, which will store all of your unmounted, foam mounted and acrylic stamps. And then we've got our magnetic panels so that they will store your dies as well. To pop them in is really easy. So if we do some with the magnetic panels, you'll see what I'm going to do here. So I'm just going to take them out. I've got them ready, and in this packet I've got 3 magnetic panels. And a really cool thing about these, can you see the white on the back? They're only magnetic on one side, so it's really easy for me to pick up one of these panels and move it away from the panel underneath, like that, effortlessly. Because it's not magnetic on the back, it's not sticking to the sheet underneath, but more importantly, when you've got your metal dies on here, the back of this one won't stick to the top metal of that die and make it really hard for you to turn it over. So it makes die storage effortless. So to put them in, we open up the little doors again, and then just pop them over the little slots like this, and then we would close them. If you want to, you can put some stamp ones in here as well. Now what I like to do is keep my stamps and my dies separate. So I've got one for my stamps, one for my dies, big and small. Let's pop that little thing out, so you would pop them in exactly the same way as we've done previously. So you see that's my stamp one. So you can keep them all in one folder if you want to. And actually that's particularly useful for ranges such as Heartfelt Creations, because they're very well known for doing dies and stamps that work together. So you could actually organise your stamps and dies that work together in the same folder. Be really cool for that. But personally, at the moment, I like my dies and my stamps separately, depending on what I'm doing. So I've got folders with just magnetic in, and I've got folders with just stamp panel in. So that's the small one I've shown you, but we've also got it in the big size too, which I've got here. So I'm going to start and show you how I've organised in the smaller folder and how easy it is to use, and then we'll have a look in the bigger one as well. So this is one of my small die storage folders that I've got here. So I'm just going to click it open, and as you can see, I've got my dies in here really well organised, and all I need to do is turn it over, and you can see how it's not sticking to the underneath sheet. It's really easy for me to do that. So I'm just popping my hand underneath to support it. Now, don't forget, dies are a solid, unbendable piece of metal. So it's going to not have any kind of flexibility in it. The magnetic sheet underneath, of course, does have flexibility in it. So if when you're turning this, you turn it like this, of course they're going to leave the magnet. That's nothing to do with the magnet and everything to do with the laws of physics. So what you want to do is just make sure that you peel a corner, put your hand underneath to support it and flick it over. It's as easy as that. So peel a corner, hand underneath to support it, turn it over. That's how you're going to use your magnetic sheets. And then if I had some further designs that I wanted to store, here's an empty sheet, so I'm building up my storage solutions. I would just continue to pop them in along there. And I've got loads more elsewhere, which you'll be able to see a bit later on. So as I finish turning these over, what you can see is I've got an empty sheet. So I'm going to start and continue to store my dies. And I love the fact that my nesting ones can all go together. So actually, you can fit an awful lot, just even on this small folder on one sheet, because the little accessory elements that come with the oval die would fit in the middle and then go around the outside bits. So yeah, you can fit an awful lot in. Just depends on what you want really. And then you can see here, my fabulous more than 8 inches long border goes on one length. So I could actually fit, if I was a little bit more mean with my space there, so 1, 2, a good 3 or 4 on that one little sheet there. So you're going to fit an awful lot in your folder. And I've just got 2 packets of the magnetic inserts in here, and you'll see if I close this up that I've got space for many, many more. So we're going to be able to fit an awful lot into our storage folder for our dies, and that's just the smallest one. I absolutely adore this storage system. It's fantastic. So that's the small one for dies. We'll have a look at the large one for dies now, which works surprisingly enough in exactly the same way. But what it will do, and again you've got your little pop-on, pop-offs, exactly as we had before. That's a better name than the name I chose for them earlier, isn't it? The little pop-on, pop-offs we'll call them now. We'll take your really big nestable dies as well. So remember, you're going to peel a corner and then you're going to support with your hand to turn it over. And if you've got a little bit of space and you want to pop some more dies in there to use up that bit of space that you've got left, of course you can do that. And it's so much better to have a folder and be able to just select the ones that you want, rather than doing what I'm doing currently, which is rutting inside of a plastic wallet, because I've wanted to keep a whole range together, and not very successfully either, I have to add. So you see, we can start to build that up and store loads and loads in here. So you could keep it just for dies, or you could keep it for dies and stamps, whatever you want. So really useful. And look at all that space in there, for that matter. You know, we could, that one fit in there? Maybe not. But the smaller ones would. So if you've got smaller dies, you can fill up that space as well. So don't waste anything. Fill up as much of the space as you can with your dies. And that's the big folder. So great for your grand sized dies, that one. And again, you can see loads of space left over and folds over nicely. Now, one of the other things which is fantastic about this system, I'm just going to turn it upside down so I can show you, is the fact that you've got this loose leaf here. This is brilliant for printing out maybe an A4 of a list of what you've actually got in this folder, and then just slip it in the front or slip it up the spine, and you can customise your folders as well, so that when they're on a shelf you can see that this is my grand dies and my borders or whatever it is. So I can make a list and I can keep it organised, and I can easily select the folder I want from the shelf without having to search through lots of folders to find what I want. So it's got so many just really useful features. I just don't know how you're going to manage without it, because I don't know how I'm going to manage without it, to be perfectly frank. It's going to really sort me out. So that's the big one for the dies. And then I've got a big one for my stamps as well. And you can see here, when I've talked about that loose leaf, what I've done is I've got some of my Moorhead stamps in here. So actually, I've just put the little inserts that came in the stamp into the top of the folder there. So instantly looking at it, I know that I've got these 3 designs in my stamp folder, which is fantastic. And I might just actually do that, put all my inserts in there, and I've got them for easy reference if I want to. I haven't got them rattling around all over. So this is the stamp one, and you can see on my first page here I've got my Moorhead acrylic stamps, and what I've done is with a permanent pen, like a Sharpie or similar, I've just wrote on here Moorhead, so I can even customise the tabs, so that looking up here I can see I've got a sheet of Moorhead, 2 sheets of Mulberry and Hidden Fairies at the bottom, which is fantastic. And again it just turns over, and you can see these are our Mulberry wood stamps, and these are unmounted rubber, which I have sprayed on the back with my stick and spray, which is also a handy rubber band collector, as you can see there. Yours won't have those on when you buy it. Yours will come without the rubber bands, and just sticks straight on, so you can peel it off. It will go on your rocker block, work perfectly, no problem at all, won't drop off, and keeps it there until you want to use it again. So fabulous for using with your stick and spray and all your unmounted rubber. So that's acrylic, unmounted rubber, some more unmounted rubber, and these are our foam mounted stamps. So, and these are the Sheena's Fabulous Hidden Fairies. And actually these are the stamps that we sell in America, because you guys stateside really like your stamps to be on foam. And I know us in the UK for a long time always use stamps with foam on the back, and some of us actually still love to do that. And I know in my personal collection I've got an awful lot of stamps that have been mounted onto Easy Mount foam. So all of your Easy Mounts stick to these panels as well and doesn't come off, as you can see. So it's a brilliant option for whatever type of stamp you've got in your stash, be it foam mounted, unmounted used with stick and spray, or your self-claying acrylic stamps. They're all going to work on these panels. And again, you can see that I've got space there for about another 3 or 4 panels. So there we are, fabulous storage solutions for your stamps, which are really easy to use and to get you organised. I'm just going to have the best time getting my whole rubber stamp and die collection organised, I have to tell you, because I'm so unorganised, it's unbelievable. And while I'm on the point, please don't waste the back of these, because they have the same properties as the front, so there's no reason why you can't stick your stamps on both sides of the panel and get double the benefit of the storage, and then with your dies as well. So fabulous. What else can I say about the best storage solution I think that's been created ever for dies and stamps? It's going to get you organised, it's inexpensive, really, really useful, and just get to the website and get yours now, I think.